Welcome to Coffee Meets Cloud, where three women in tech come together to share real stories about leadership, life, and everything in between. Join our hosts, Karami McCollum.
Oh, I love the voice note feature, y'all.
Cassandra Parker.
I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit.
And Rachel Rogers.
We have the power to change it.
Your go-to source for candid conversations and unfiltered insights. So, grab your coffee, pull up a chair, and join the chaos.
Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Cloud. Happy Tuesday. We're glad you're here. It's spring break where we are. So some of us are off work and therefore having a great day. Some of us are not.
Some of us are filling in for those of us who are not off work and therefore busy.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Okay, I'm off tomorrow. So after 5 o'clock today, you're on your own, kids.
What is it they say for PTO? Prepare the others.
Prepare the others, because I will not be here.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
It has been relatively quiet though this week.
I never heard prepare the others. Yeah, no. Never.
That was like a TikTok trend. It was a TikTok thing.
I'm not on TikTok, so we all know why I don't know.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're the others.
Well, since we're kicking off an episode, should we kick off with actual coffee? I mean, it's not really coffee. I don't know if it's coffee or not.
It is coffee.
It is coffee.
100% it's espresso.
Let's read this bad boy.
It's cold brew.
Latte.
Yeah.
Because it's cold brew. It's not espresso. It's a latte, but with cold brew. So it's a draft because the cold brew is on tap, right?
I see.
Right. For those of you who can't see, Rachel's going to try some coffee.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Are you supposed to shake it a bit before you open it? Check that.
I don't know. Let's see.
Because it is supposed to be shaken and you don't, it could taste terrible.
I think
Add 7 grams of protein, 50% less sugar. Probably not going to like it. Frothy and creamy. It doesn't say if you're supposed to shake it or not. I mean, should we shake it? Oh, it says do not shake. It says do not shake specifically at the top.
That way it doesn't explode on you. So for those of you who aren't watching on like
we'll open it up.
La Colombe, draft latte, vanilla, cold brew latte. But this is before she even tastes this. This is a person who doesn't like coffee. So I'm
no. This smells really nice.
Well, there's a lot of people who like the smell of coffee and don't like the taste. So I'm still not.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Let's see.
No pressure.
No pressure. Her face says
it doesn't suck.
Okay, that's not a raving review, but I mean, it's not. She didn't spit it out. No spit takes.
Well, I mean, I just took a little sip because I was scared because you guys kind of made me nervous.
Well, somebody that doesn't drink coffee, you never know.
No, that's good. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of a cafe au lait. So growing up in Louisiana, when you were little, like they would do coffee time. So we go to my nanny's house and there would always be coffee in the afternoon. And for kids, you'd get like a high dose of milk with a little bit of coffee. Mm-hmm. And that's what this reminds me of. It was called a cafe au lait. So yeah, I mean, I drink this.
There you go.
We'll see. I may not sleep for 3 days because I'm going to drink this, but we'll see what happens.
We actually they're like a gateway into proper coffee drinks.
It's a gateway drug.
Get acclimated, and then next thing you know, you're going to be whipping up your own espressos in your house.
Yeah. When we were kids and staying with one of our cousins who used to babysit us in the summer, she would make us what was called coffee milk, which was basically like this much milk with this much coffee and a ton of sugar.
That's what it is, a cafe au lait.
But in the South, we just called it coffee milk instead of something fancy.
That's because you didn't know French. That's not my fault.
I'm not Louisianan or French or Canadian or any other French speaking.
Or Spanish. You're just Southern English.
Ole.
Ole.
Cassandra, I do some, I don't want to be dramatic. I was getting ready to call it devastating news, but that's a bit dramatic. I went to put on my magnetic lashes and one of them broke, which does not vote well. Yeah, but it could just be that I've now learned a lesson about separating them. But when I went to separate the top and the bottom, on the bottom lash, the little magnet stayed attached to the top lash. So now I can't use it because when I tried to clamp it, there's nothing for that side to stick to. So it could just be a fluke thing, and it could have been me being a little too aggressive. So I'm going to order another set, and I'll probably
Is there
try
a
different
warranty?
Maybe
these
I'll
things?
look. I'll look.
Please don't order another set until you check the warranty.
Yeah, that's a good
Because you
idea.
just got them.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
Well,
now
you've worn them like once or twice?
I've worn them like 3 or 4 different occasions, but in fairness, a couple of the times I've worn them, I had to redo it several times because
To
I
get
would,
it
like
right on your lashes.
exactly. I would get it on and I'd be like, "This side's way too far down my lash," or "This side's," or it's
For
like,
those of us who don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah,
what are
I was
you
gonna say we
talking
need to
about?
roll it back.
okay, rewind. These are called Wasado magnetic lashes. I was influenced on TikTok because I have very thick lashes, but the older I've gotten, they don't stand up very well. Even when I curl them now and put on mascara, they just kind of fall. They just stick straight out instead of up. And I had tried doing the little cluster lashes that you can buy off of like Amazon or whatever, and allegedly you can glue those on and they're supposed to last you like a week. But I couldn't get the hang of applying those things. They never looked good, so I never even got to the point of trying to make them last a week.
Kinley
But
uses those, and hers
yeah, they
last
look
about a
beautiful.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, they look beautiful. I don't have the patience or
Apparently.
the skill, I guess, to get it to work. So these are magnetic. So it comes with a little applicator. You separate the top and bottom lash, and they have a few little magnetic strips on them. And you put the top and bottom on this little applicator, and then you just clamp it down on your top lash. And so they what
They
would you call it?
magnetize
Like,
together. They stick together with their magnets. They just boop and they clamp
yeah.
between your natural lashes and they stay really well.
Yeah, they stay the times I've worn them, they've stayed all day. It comes with a little, it's not a glue, but it is like a
It's like a primer.
lash primer that's supposed to help them stay on well. You do take these off at night. These are not the type you would like wear all the time and sleep in. But it's beautiful because you just go bam and they're on and they look like you have makeup on because the magnet and the lashes themselves make them look so much thicker at your eye. And then of course
Looks
they're
like you have eyeliner on.
yeah, and then they're standing up. So I really hope this is a fluke thing with this pair because it was so much easier.
Me too,
And
because I was influenced by Karamie's influence and I went and bought them. Literally, I said, "Oh, where did you get these? I need to have," because I've been looking for a good pair of magnetic lashes for a really long time, but I've not pulled the trigger. I was waiting on someone I knew to pull the trigger. So, but I wore them yet, got them in the mail yesterday and wore them yesterday. They were great. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, your eyelashes look so good." I'm like, I know, they're magnetic.
they're not real.
They're not real. But I'm not that person can be like, "Thank you." I'm like, like I wear a dress and I'm like, "Thanks," at $5 at Target or whatever. I'm that girl.
We don't gatekeep around here. We're sharing all the tea.
Mm-hmm. Do you know I got this off of Shein for $12.99 or Shein, however you say that crap?
I am not bougie. I will share everything.
I'm just more like, look, my dress has pockets.
Oh yeah,
I love a dress with pockets.
I love a dress with pockets.
Gosh. I'm about
That's
to
like the
buy
best
one without pockets.
No,
Yes,
my Easter dress
exactly.
did not have pockets because I ordered it from Shein for like $12.99. It was cute, but as someone that sings on the praise team, I needed a pocket to put my microphone or my in-ear monitor pack in. Didn't have one. So during practice, I clipped it like inside my dress on my bra strap. And then I had my friend move it into my like actual back of my bra strap. And then I leaned up against the chair. Apparently, I changed a bunch of settings because it was wrong. Yeah, good times. So won't be doing that anymore. Only dresses with pockets from now on.
Only a pocket.
Or no dresses at all. Usually I wear jeans and these are the reasons.
I'll just love a dress, a good maxi dress because it's just so comfortable. And the older I get, the more I dress for comfort. Even when I'm trying to look quote unquote stylish, I'm still picking something that is
fabric is
comfortable.
Key.
If it's uncomfortable, count me out.
Yeah.
Miss me with that crazy fashion.
No.
Rachel and I were talking before we started recording, Cassandra, about my appointment this morning. What made me think of this is talking about the clothes and the fabric, because when I did my is it called a pre-check-in? The lady told me when she called. It's like it's supposed to
pre-registration.
Yes, pre-registration. It's supposed to make it faster for you when you show up, but I just really don't think it did because that lady this morning still asked me like
same thing.
I still had to verify all the same stuff, even though she didn't have to enter it in because it was already in there. She's still going through anyway. I digress. But the lady yesterday on the phone told me to wear like a cotton shirt because sometimes the jelly stuff will get on your shirt, and she didn't want a shirt to be ruined. So that was interesting. I think ultrasounds are so fascinating, period. Like in both my pregnancies, I just loved going and watching the lady do all the, they're working with their non-dominant hand and they're just clicking everything and moving that little ball around. That's gotta take practice.
Dragging and like they're measuring and I look at those things a lot of times because I also have had quite a few ultrasounds in my life. I also have a thyroid nodule that I have to get ultrasounded like once a year. And so when I'm like, how do you even know that that's what that is, versus something else? And it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they do it every day, so they know what they're looking for, but to me, it just looks
It's
like
actually,
white
it's surprising. It's a really easy class to take to get certified to be able to do ultrasounds. Because when Kenley had to go at the Children's Hospital and get some ultrasounds, I was asking the tech, and she's like, "Yeah, it was like a 12-week course." She's like, "And you don't get registered then like to be able to read them. You're just the tech that knows how to do them, right?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "That's really interesting." I would have thought like it was years of school or something. And she's like, "No, it was like a 12-week course." I was like, "Okay, I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse about this right now."
Well, you have to be a radiologist to read them, so you can't just.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I told the lady when she was doing it. Well, I was trying to be very still, but I was like, I just think, well, first of all, when I'm nervous or uncomfortable, I just talk more, not less. I'm one of those.
And she was probably like, "Can you hush? Because I need to get in your neck."
I know. I thought about that. I was like, let me, like, I was like frozen and I was just trying to talk without moving very much. And I was like, I just think ultrasounds are so cool. I'm fascinated by what you do. And she was like, yeah, it's all right. I was like, so sorry.
In 12 weeks, you too could do this job if you were really interested.
Yeah, I said, I'm so amazed that anybody can tell anything about these things because they just look like nothing to me. And she said, "Oh, that was me when I first started learning this." They would be like, "Do you see that right there? That's the pancreas." And I'd be like, "Nope, just see a bunch of black and gray."
Well, that's just like whenever you see the first ultrasound of your baby when you're pregnant and you're like, "I don't see it. I know you're telling me there's a baby in there, but it doesn't look like a baby. It just looks like nothing."
Especially early. But, okay, yeah. So let me clarify because I'm not sure that I did. I am not pregnant. This was not a pregnancy ultrasound. This was a thyroid scan. So let's go ahead and clear that up. Because you can have an ultrasound on a lot of things. Yeah. No.
Okay.
But ironically, laying on the couch last night, my wife looks at me and she was like, "I really do feel like we could have another baby." And I was like, "Who is we? Do you have a frog in your pocket?" Because once I made up my mind that this body was done, it's done. I have, like when you put that thing in the box and you shut the box and you put it over there, it's just like my mind's not going to go open that box. It's really not going to matter what you say. So,
well, I mean, she could give it a go.
I was going to say she could always be the guinea pig.
Yeah.
She's like, maybe I should just have one. And I was like, sure, I would love that. And I would love that for you. And listen, you like it, I love it. I'll set you up an appointment tomorrow. I said, I just do want to clarify a couple things. You do know that the birth parent breastfeeds, right? That's number one. I'm not taking a pill to lactate. So if that's not something that's not your vibe, then let's get that straight.
You could bottle feed, to be fair.
Fed is fed.
Mm-hmm.
Fed is fed, sure. I just wanted to make sure she knew what I was not signing up to do. And then I was like, and do you hear that? That silence. Quiet you're hearing because our son is camping in the backyard and our daughter's in the bed and we get to watch this movie. We're starting over. Like, that's going to be another few years to get back to that point. And she's like, yeah, never mind. I'll just hold somebody else's baby.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That is the best.
It's like one of those, you're at that tipping point, right? Where if you did it right now, it would still be okay. But like you go a couple more years and it's definitely like
harder.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
Much harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're really starting over.
Yeah. I just feel like, of course, anybody who has another child, no matter the circumstances by which they showed up, you love them. You would never
Of
take it
course.
back. It was certainly meant to be. But I'm just at that phase where like I have my body back. There's been enough time after having our youngest. We're just in a new season now with the age that our kids are at. Our life looks different without the
Mhm.
infant stage, and there's beauty in that, you know. So
Well, and just think about all the things that you're having to do from football and, you know, dance classes and all the things that you're doing now. Add an infant to that you can't just take off and like somebody's got to be with the baby at all times. So it's not as easy to just take
loading
off
that
and do
baby
these
up.
things. And all the
Ooh.
stuff. No, ma'am.
Well, and they say that jump from 2 to 3. We've got some friends who live down the road, and she just had their third. She thought she was going to have like 5 or 6 kids. She
And
said
now
no.
she's like,
She said, "No, my husband has an appointment because I'm not doing this again. 3 is enough."
too many. She's like,
Right.
I should have stopped
brother-
at 2. So then you're thinking,
My
Yeah.
brother's looking at having 4. They have 3, and they're talking about having a 4th. I'm like, where are you going to put all of them? Like, that's the other thing, right? Like, logistically, like I think my cousin now has 6 kids. And so her house, like, has to be a lot larger than what you would normally buy, right? Because where are you going to put 6 kids? Even if you put them in bunk beds, right? Even if you put 2 kids to a room, you got to have 3 extra rooms, right? So my brother does not have that big of a house. I'm like, so if you're going to have a 4th kid, so it's the 3 of them plus the 2 adults plus my sister-in-law's mom lives with them. I'm like, so if you're going to have another kid, where are you putting him? Like, it reminds me of like the Minions when Gru had the like 3, rockets, and he would just
they
like
would
stack
just
them up.
rotate around.
Yeah, they would rotate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot.
I mean, I think there's some parts about having a big family like that and a lot of kids that's so beautiful. And there were times where I thought, as many as we can afford, that's what we're gonna do. Like, I want, when we're older and we celebrate holidays and things, I want my house to just be filled with kids and grandkids. And that part of it is still true. But I know myself and I know us well enough to know I get so overstimulated. And my children can't help that they're children.
Right.
And if there's just more, that's more for me to juggle, more guilt that I'm going to feel when I get triggered or frustrated and don't handle situations the way I would like to. I know I'm a better parent for the kids that I have by only having the 2 that I have.
Well,
And I think that's fine too.
Well, that's like people who decide not to have kids because they're not kid people, right? I appreciate that about them.
Me
right?
too.
Yeah.
Know your limits. Don't bring somebody into the world that you don't want to look after, that you wouldn't look after, right? That you wouldn't raise in a good home. All those things are very important. And so kudos to people who make that decision and kudos to people who know when to stop, right? Versus just keep going and then not having your kid have the best experience.
Yeah. I do think that going to 3, you're automatically outnumbered. So obviously that's going to be harder because you're automatically 3 against 1.
Ooh-wee.
But probably going after 3, if you were going to have 5, it's probably not that big a difference. You know what I'm saying? You've already been outnumbered. You've already been through it 3 times. Honestly, 3 is probably the hardest one if you're going to have a big group. Now,
I've heard
I
that.
do not know, and I'm not having
Well,
anymore. Thank you, Jesus.
And depending on when you have, I think if you have a set of twins, it's different. So if you have twins and then you go to a third, that's different. I also think too, like once you hit a certain number, the older ones are old enough to help out.
Yeah.
Right? So
100%.
you're not as outnumbered, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that's
Crazy times.
So
we also-
Jeremy's not having more babies. There you go. Good to know.
There you go.
But we did talk about plant babies and getting into gardening. I went to Pike Nursery this morning. I got another house plant. So I've been trying in my office to get more greenery, just a little bit something different. So I picked up another house plant and I picked up ladybugs. And I was telling Jeremy that, you can buy ladybugs. I know it sounds weird, but hold
literal
on.
ladybugs because
Literal ladybugs, live ladybugs.
Like a bag of ladybugs.
Well, it's a container because they're alive. They're not like squished in a little bag.
Why are we putting these in our house?
No,
Ladybugs?
it's for your garden. So
Oh.
ladybugs eat all the other bugs. They're really healthy for your garden. And so once it's 50 degrees and above, you release them at either dawn or dusk when they're going to be a little slower moving, which will keep them better in your garden. And then you put them in your garden for the thing. And then a lot of times you'll have like a lot less infections coming into your garden and that sort of thing. So they're not expensive.
Okay, because you were starting this with I'm trying to put more plants in my house and I got ladybugs and I'm like, okay, so we're releasing ladybugs in our house now? No, ma'am. And around here we get those little yellow beetles that look like ladybugs, but they're not actually ladybugs, and they just like come in the windows in the fall. Oh, I hate those things. Suck them up.
I mean, look, I might be converting my office into something real special if I let the ladybugs out.
Like a terrarium or whatever you call it, like a
what do they call that?
I guess it would be a solarium. Terrarium would be like the enclosed, and you're not like a fish or a frog. So I guess it would be like a solarium.
I guess so.
I don't know. There's so much I don't know. I told Rachel, I was like, did you know your thyroid is in your neck?
Yeah, she did ask that, to be fair.
There are some really smart, dumb people, and that is me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, no, you're like smart in your domain.
You had no reason to know anything about your thyroid because it's always just worked. Until it doesn't work, you don't know. But
number of times where I'm just like, that's just a fact I never learned. There's just so many facts out there that I'm like, if I heard that, I immediately let it leave my brain, and maybe I didn't hear it, but I just do not retain things that I don't use.
Well, and also too, some things too, like when it comes to gardening, if you're not a gardener, right, and that's not like your expertise, a lot of times too, you're just influenced what everybody else does. Like we had a lady in our HOA that sent me an email because I'm on the board, so you know how that goes. Asking me where in the covenants declarations for the HOA did it specify and tell people that every spring they were required to refresh their beds. And I'm like, that's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
That's like, also, if you really look up like how you're supposed to do mulch and all that stuff, you're not actually supposed to do it every year. You can go like every 2 years to actually promote better health. But she was like, there's a lot of people that need to refresh their beds, so I want to send them notices. And I'm like, well, you can't. So there's that.
Is it this lady's also on the board?
No, it's just a lady.
She's a random lady.
But she wants to send notices?
She's going to write
wants to send notices.
She's just going to write little handwritten notes that says, please refresh your bed. Thank you, HOA, and stick them in people's mailbox.
She's that Karen that people talk about and then make fun of HOAs on TikTok.
And then she sent me an email because she was like, well, I don't like the fact there was a lady who passed away and her husband then got put into a care facility. So the kids did an estate sale, right? Technically, per CCRs, an estate sale is against the CCRs. So this lady wrote me a letter that she felt that it should not be against the CCRs because, and like this whole letter, I swear it was like 2 pages printed about how bad she felt for this family. And so I responded back and I'm like, I don't disagree with you at all. However, this is a legal document. And per the legal document, you cannot do this. So you get fined if you do this. Now, that being said, I agree. We should change the legal document and we should make it to where that is not against it. And so she emails me back and she's like, well, I just don't agree with it.
I don't know what you want me to say to you, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Okay, I told you. Yeah.
Here's what drives me crazy about this. Because first of all, you are preaching to the choir. Do you see me gritting my teeth?
I'm so glad I'm out of the HOA nightmare now.
Can I just clarify something before I go into my frustration? I want everybody to know, first of all, I'm not an HOA Karen. Okay. I know the kind of people you are talking about on these HOAs. And I agree. There are some terrible power hungry people that serve on HOAs and they really do just ride around on their golf carts and look for something to cite you with. I ended up on our board because there was no one else to serve. And I'm of the belief that you do not have a right to complain about a problem if you are not willing to be part of the solution. And I was frustrated with the way things were going on. And I'm like, okay, well, if nobody else is going to do this and I want to see some positive change, then I'm going to have to be a part of the positive change. So that's the caveat I want to start with. But my frustration is I read through the CCRs before we purchased this home. as everyone should, because these are contracts. These are
Yep.
these are contracts you are going into with the HOA when you purchase your home. You are agreeing that you plan to abide by these.
Right.
There are some
Right.
people who think HOAs are really dumb and would never do it. And I understand that because I have been one of those people. And to those people, I say, do not purchase a home that's part of an HOA. There's a simple solution to that. But if you do purchase a home that's part of an HOA, you are knowingly going into that agreement, and it is up to you to do your due diligence and understand what you are agreeing to. Therefore, complaining to your board all the time about
the
all the
rules.
things you don't like about it, I do understand giving feedback and being like, hey, I think we should consider changing X, Y, and Z because of whatever. Sure,
Right.
that is your right, and that's the kind of conversation that should be happening in a community. But to be a person who just has nothing but negative things to say all the time because you basically don't like being regulated, I don't know why you're here,
Right.
Mhm.
you know?
And
But I
also
do.
don't think that you have the power to just change it. I think that's a bad
You
assumption.
have
Like
to
it's a
vote.
well, and you have to get a lawyer to file it with the state. Like it is an
After it's
actual
been
legal
voted on.
right.
Yes, the vote has to pass. I'm
Exactly.
going through
Right.
this right
Gee.
now because
Mhm.
we were getting a lot of complaints from property owners about the number of rentals in our neighborhood. And for 2 years now, we've heard so much about we don't want all these rentals. We want to do something about these rentals. So we had our HOA attorney draft up proposed amendments to our CCRs to limit the number of renters, do all these things, but it still has to be voted on. You still have to have
Right.
community participation. We have
Yep.
to have enough votes for it to pass. We may have just paid the attorney to draft these things for no reason, because if people ignore it or don't participate or there's not enough people that want it, that's part of living in a community. You
Yep.
can only do what the majority want to do.
Yep.
Get off my back. But I do want to say,
Hmm.
at the intersection of this HOA madness and technology, because, we all love technology, I was finding myself having to comb through the CCRs all the time and reply to a lot of the same types of things all the time. And I was getting frustrated. So I made that GPT in Chat GPT for myself. I uploaded all the CCRs, all of the communications I've had with old board members and with the attorney and with the community manager to give the GPT all the context it needed about managing the community. So now every time I get a question from somebody wanting to understand the rules or the regulations, or I just need some like a recommendation on how to handle something or reply to something, I just ask that GPT. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
I just got this email, copy, paste,
Yep.
write a reply. Boom.
I do the same thing. And we're in the same process on our CCRs, right? We were a new built community. The builder seemingly took just a generic document and put it on the community. So several of the things in there are completely unenforceable. Like one of the things says that you have to park all vehicles in the garage. Well, guess what? A Ford F-250 does not fit in the garages that were built as part of these homes. So what are you going to do? You can't enforce it, right? You can't make somebody do something when the thing that was built does not support it. And so I had sent out an email saying, hey, like, how many people would be willing to change it, right? Because everybody was complaining about it. 56% of the people so far have replied. Not even like, and everybody who's replied said, yeah, let's change it. But to your
Right.
point, you've got to
You don't
get
have a
that
quorum.
majority. You don't have a quorum. You got to have 75% or more, right?
Now there
And
is of course, there's another amendment you can do. You can file your community to be part of POA, which will lower the voting threshold where you only need, I don't remember if it's 65 or 67%, but again, you have to vote and pass an amendment to
right.
register your community with the POA. So you still have to get 75% for the last time to
Right.
then lower your voting threshold. So
Yeah.
it's just, I
It's
don't
crazy.
think our stuff will pass, because most of what goes on around here is like, everybody's got an opinion when it comes to complaining, but nobody's
If
volunteering
it comes
for
to
anything.
changing,
Yeah.
Nobody,
Yeah.
I let it
It's-
go in one ear and out the other. I've developed thick
crazy.
skin.
No. But you mentioned AI and you mentioned what you were doing with the HOA, which I think is cool. And for our listeners, we actually started using AI for our podcast. So we have a thing. If we can, I guess we can drop a link. We've got a link for it. It's called Plaud, Plaud, and it listens to the podcast as we're recording it, and it takes podcast episode notes now. So you'll see a little bit change and maybe a little bit more detail coming out of that. But, as we look to help in our own lives, I use it too, like for doctor's appointments. We have some complex doctor's appointments. They say a lot of stuff. And so it listens in and then it takes the notes for me, which is super helpful. Copilot also can suck on Microsoft Teams. So having it take notes for you is really good. And it's got like a ton of templates. So I think that's one of the things with a lot of the AIs, right? Like they'll take notes, but they just kind of generically format things. But this has different templates where you can create visuals from it. You can create mind maps. You can create different types of structured notes. I think it's like $100 and something for the year too. So it's really inexpensive on the AI scale. And then you got a personal assistant. So check it out if you need an AI alternative to help you in all your organizational madness.
We're also using AI for the social clips.
Social clips.
Cassandra.
Yep.
That's a beautiful
We're using
thing.
a AI platform to generate it. Oh, glorious. It's been a game changer for me.
What's
so
it
that's
called,
why you're
Cassandra?
seeing more. It's called Opus Clip.
Opus, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And it's like really, to Rachel's point, it's like $175 for the whole year. And we can get as many clips as we want. It publishes all in one place. It writes descriptions for you based on what your clips are. I mean, it's glorious. I can literally spend a couple hours and publish all of our social clips for the week, where before I was spending a couple hours on one. So
Doesn't it also have a thing where it will edit the episode for you? Or did I make that up in my head? We haven't tried it, but I feel like you. Oh, no. Never mind. I think I was thinking of you could upload the video and it would maybe put it. I don't know. I think I made this up in my mind. I was just sitting here thinking the only thing we haven't figured out how to do is automate the editing of it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't take long because we don't do any cuts. We just record and go. So it's
this
like
is straight through.
It's a 5 or 10 minute exercise.
If you start to see a super professional, we've got an AI involved.
We've got an AI or we've hired an intern. Something has happened.
We've bought something. If you start to see things flying across the page.
Good God Almighty. My wife is out here in the backwards hat with a shovel doing something. Lord have mercy.
I tell you what. Break.
There's just something. That's my favorite part about being on the boat. That backward. Anyway, sorry, I'm about to go down.
Jeremy's going down a really different rabbit trail.
I was gonna say back to the garden topic. There you go. Pivot. I built a second raised garden bed in our backyard. So we did one last spring, and I built a second one because our first one now is mostly filled with strawberries that are finally coming in. So we need one for our vegetables. We're just going to do, I'm trying to stick to just the things we eat regularly. Where we used to live, where we had a couple of acres, our garden got bigger every year. Every year we would say we weren't going to do that much. And then somehow we would do that much and more. And we would have so much stuff and a lot of it would get thrown out. It was such a waste. So we're just doing tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers. There was something else. Oh, some more herbs. I really wanted to do like some spinach or some lettuce, but I don't know. They didn't have any at Home Depot. So I may look somewhere else if I've still got some room.
Not even one hill of crookneck squash. That's the best
No. First of all, there's way too much squash.
Yeah, but it's so good. Just put it out in your yard and say, come get it, guys.
That's the thing is there's always so many people trying to give away squash that I don't need to grow my own.
Probably just get some for free.
Exactly.
Squash grows so fast. Like literally you can plant one hill of squash and have enough squash to last your family for years. It's
good grief.
Okay. Yes. You reminded me of something, Jeremy, that I have to tell you that is so funny. All right. So the Masters are this weekend, right?
Yep. Oh, are they? See, another fact I didn't know.
Okay. Here you go. And my daughter wanted to try a pimento cheese sandwich.
Ooh, okay. Yes. She's never tried.
So she looked up all the ingredients, right? And was telling my husband last night all the things she needed to go buy to make it.
Wait, Wait, pause though. Is she making the master's pimento cheese recipe or just someone she found?
Just hold on.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
All right. So she says she needs this ingredient. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you guys can say how you say that. How do you say that?
Oh, Worcestershire sauce.
Okay.
Worcestershire, yeah.
All right. You know what she said? She said she needed some horse your sister sauce.
Oh, God,
I do have a friend who calls it wash your sister sauce, but on purpose because she can't say Worcestershire.
Well, now I can't ever say it anything other than horse your sister sauce.
Horse your sister
So
sauce.
she wanted this so bad, and I was like, look, I don't know if you're going to like this or not. So I actually took her to Chicken Salad Chick last night and got her theirs, and she loved it. And I was like, okay, well then, if you want to make it, you can make it now, because I didn't want her to get all the ingredients and make it, and then it just be a waste.
Pimento cheese is good. Also, on a hamburger, put some pimento cheese and like melt the pimento cheese.
Please tell me she is shredding her own cheese.
Yes, that's the key.
You cannot buy bag shredded cheese.
Okay. Well, I mean, see, we didn't know this. She's not made it yet. We just went and got her
Please
sandwich.
Get block cheese. It makes all the difference in the world.
By the way, I no longer use pre-shredded cheese at my house. I only buy block cheese and shred it myself because A, it's easy to shred, but B, you do know there's sawdust in that.
I knew you were about to say that. You know where I heard that the first time? A Pampered
It's true,
Chef
though.
sales lady.
But it's true. I looked it up. It is true.
Yeah.
It is a form of wood fiber, and you don't need to eat that. And it doesn't melt. And the reason it doesn't melt is because it's coated in this fiber. So just shred it yourself. I die on this hill. That will change all your recipes.
Yeah.
Also, really don't eat gum then, because it has so many bug parts per million that's allowed. I mean,
can I tell you all about this cake that I made? Okay, I don't know why I said it like that, because it didn't actually turn out to taste that well, in my opinion. So I don't know why I'm so excited to tell you.
Right.
I got excited for a second because it took me back to remembering how amazing I thought it was going to be when I saw the TikTok video. But when you hear the ingredients, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that sounds amazing. It's just a box of Devil's Food chocolate cake. But then you add a pack of instant pudding powder.
Yeah.
And a cup of sour cream.
Okay.
Because duh. And then your eggs and your water and your oil. It smelled like it was going to be the best cake I've eaten in my entire life. And you cook it like in a bundt cake pan for like 50 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. You also fold in a whole bag of chocolate chips after you mix all the cake stuff.
Semi-sweet or what kind of chocolate
I think
chips?
that's where I went wrong, because I got semi-sweet. And I expected this cake to be much sweeter, like with the pudding and all the chocolate that was in it. I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. And it was very like, it's like the kind of cake you would eat with some coffee, because, you know, when you drink coffee and eat dessert, you can't really taste the sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like, to just eat the cake, I really wanted this to be more sweet. So I'm going to try it again with regular chocolate chip.
Okay. But you know how to make a box cake taste like a bakery cake, right? You know
the
key.
Add frosting.
No. No,
no, Rachel, wait. I see you laughing. I don't mean to the top. I don't mean to.
You don't put frosting on the inside of the cake.
A lady that I used to work with, she used to make all her box cakes. She would add a whole container of frosting to the mix, and you would have to bake it like an extra 15 or 20 minutes or something. But it made it so moist and so sweet. She always did them that way. She would do a strawberry cake that was like that. Amazing. So that's what I meant. Not just
I just thought you were like putting it on the top, and I don't think that makes it.
That doesn't make it a frosting cake. No.
I was like, what?
If you take the box cake mix, whatever kind you like, right?
Yeah.
On the back, it'll tell you to add water, egg, oil. You add milk instead of water in whatever quantity. Instead of oil, you do melted butter in the same quantity. And then you add one extra egg than it calls for. If you follow those 3 steps, you will have a cake that tastes just as good as a bakery cake. Promise. That's every time I make a cake out of a box cake mix, people are like, why is it so good? I'm like, it's literally these 3 things.
See, you're talking to the girl that buys pasta salad at Publix and puts it in a container and pretends like I made it. So if I make a box cake that's that good, I'm not telling them how I made. I'm not going to say that's a box cake that I doctored up. I'm going to say
that's homemade.
Homemade, lady.
Because it is homemade.
It's homemade the second you made it. It doesn't matter what mix you got.
You just started with a box cake mix, but
you had a starter. You know, like they say with sourdough bread, you need a starter. It's the same
I so
thing.
want to do that, but I just
Mhm.
can't.
I have some
commit.
starter or I shouldn't say because I have not
Jessica
been
has
involved
some
in this.
starter.
Jessica has some starter if you need some. It has to be it has to be brought back.
Constituted.
It has to be brought back. It's in the fridge and it's been in the fridge for weeks. So it has
You got to
be
feed it
brought
and sit
back.
it out and all that jazz.
Yeah. But if
It's
you
too much
need
work.
some.
It's a lot of
It-
work, but I mean, like the fresh
Oh, yeah.
sourdough bread is so
know.
good.
Fresh bread, period, is so good.
Agreed.
But it's always a lot of work. I did think
It
about
is.
getting a bread machine. We used to have a bread machine when I was younger because you just put all the ingredients
were
in it and then it takes care.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
I may
y'all
have to
have
do
a-
that.
Look, I've
y'all
thought about
have
a
an
lot of things.
egg cooker?
No, I don't have
No.
an egg cooker. We don't
Oh
eat
my
eggs that
gosh.
often.
Get yourself one off Amazon. I'm telling you right now, that was the best decision I ever made. The one I had, you just poke a hole in the egg, you put some water in the bottom, you poke a hole in your egg, you sit them in there, you turn the thing on, and it dings when it's ready. And the amount of water that you add determines whether it's like soft boiled, medium, or hard boiled. It's so easy.
But
I mean, I
who
just
eats
We
this
just
many
do it.
eggs?
We just do it in our Instapot because you can boil eggs in your Instapot.
I don't have an Instapot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So.
See, we like the Instapot because then we don't have to have all the other stuff. You don't have to have a rice cooker. You don't have to have like it's all
Cassandra, do
utility
you
tool.
eat deviled eggs?
Yes. Oh no, she
because
doesn't.
it's got
But,
mayonnaise.
yeah.
Disgusting.
So you don't eat eggs at all? Really?
I like the white. I don't like the yolk. So if I
Okay,
eat boiled
well-
eggs, I will chunk the yolk right out the window.
Let me tell you about this hack I saw because you might like this and it will help you get your protein because you love guacamole. You love avocado. You can take a hard boiled egg and chop it up and fold it in with your avocado and put it on your toast. And I can't taste the yolk at all when I do that. I can taste a little bit of the white because it's so the texture's a
It's
bit
the
different.
texture.
But all I taste is however I season my avocado, and then you're getting that egg in the morning.
I should probably get an egg cooker then.
It's so easy. Well, and if you're doing them hard
Let
boiled,
me try.
like my little cooker will hold 7 eggs at a time. I'll
you
usually
keep 'em
just
in
go
the
ahead and
fridge.
do 7. Yeah, go ahead and peel them and put them in a Ziploc bag in the fridge and use them throughout the week.
Yeah, that's what we do. We on the weekends use the Instapot, cook however many we need, and then use them. It was funny because when our niece came over, she was like, when you get an egg out of their fridge, it's already cooked, right? And
Not
she
all
was
of
so
them, but-
confused. Yeah, it's magic.
That's like the number of people who come over and they're like, "You have a drink fridge on your back patio?" And I was that way as a kid too, though. I would have thought, like, "Ooh, they're living large. They've got an
Yeah.
extra
You've got-
fridge in their garage."
Mhm.
That's right.
Yep.
But by the way, how
That
do you
was
ever go back
$100.
without an extra fridge? Like once you have a
You
fridge
don't.
in your garage, you cannot go back.
No.
I
You
don't know
cannot
what I
go
would
back.
do without it.
No.
It's glorious.
Speaking of back patio, Rachel, because I can't remember if I told you this, your girl is getting a pool.
Oh,
I feel like I can say it out loud now because I sent the deposit to the
Oh,
pool man.
nice. Nice.
He's supposed to start when he was here. Was that like a week ago? I don't know. He said he could start in the
kind?
next 3-ish weeks. Excuse me. It's a cement. It
gunner?
has like a metal. No. It'll have a liner. So it's
Okay,
the
liner
top
pool.
part has like the metal insert, and then they pour the cement, and then they put the liner. So I think it's like the standard, like what's been around for a long time kind of pool.
Yeah, no, a liner pool, and then the concrete is just for the walls, and then the bottom doesn't have.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
the
And
tanning
then-
ledge. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
I forget. I don't know. It's got curves to it because I
Mhm.
really liked the look of a curved pool. And then he's adding like a tanning ledge because that was important to
Yeah.
me, like for the dogs and for me to
Mhm.
just be able to sit there. And then apparently the trend now is to not have steps and handrails like people
Yeah.
used to do.
Yeah.
So you just put there's just like a bench seat at the other end that also serves
Yeah.
as a way to
That's
get out
like
of the
our pool. We don't have the handrails
Yeah.
or steps or anything.
You just
It's
step
all the
down.
same.
Um,
on the
yeah,
ledge.
and then he had a really good recommendation. He asked if we wanted a diving board, and at first Jessica said yeah for the kids, but then he said what I can actually do, and it would be no more expensive than a diving board, is I can do a water feature, like a little rock
Yeah. Yeah.
wall
And then
water
they jump off
feature
of
on the
that.
deep end. Yeah, and he said
Yeah.
they can jump off. He said that's nice because then, like when you're just sitting out here,
You
even
can
if
listen to the water.
when it's cold outside, I was like, sir, I am sold. Like you just You
Where
have
do I
no
sign?
idea. You're hired.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
excited, but I don't, I'm not a patient person. So it's all I can think about now. And then when he starts, I'm
Did you
really
get-
going to be impatient.
Did you get salt or chlorine, or what'd you do?
It's a salt system.
Mhm.
There will be a heater. And then he's doing 3, I guess it was called LED lights, or maybe a
Mhm.
different kind of light. I don't know, on one side, but that no other fan. And then a little robot cleaner thing.
You should ask him about an autofill for your pool. So that
Uh-huh.
way when the water level gets low, it automatically fills itself back up versus you having to bring the hose out. Because during the summer, it evaporates a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
otherwise, you're going to have to be bringing that hose out.
Well, have you met my wife? Because that woman
She's
is going to
be
find something to
her
be
joy
out there.
will be cleaning the pool and
She will
putting
be
the
skimming
things in.
that pool 3 times a day, every day, simply because the methodical nature of that, the mind-numbing, just like
will
staring
help
at
her
the water.
relax. Like
She
cleaning the pool.
piddles. That lady
I'm just
piddles
saying, with the
something all the
dogs, you
time.
probably don't want a hose laying out all the time.
True.
So,
Well, I'm nervous about Layla in my pool, period, with a liner.
With a
And I
liner.
asked that man, I said, now, how's this going to work with our golden retriever? And he was like, I've never had, I mean, I guess because they're thick. I don't know if they've always been thick like that, but he was like, he's an older man. He's been doing pools for 30 years or whatever it is. He said he's never had a problem. TBD,
Well, you'll
we'll
find
see.
out.
well, I
We'll
mean,
find
and
out.
liners you replace, what is the replacement on them now?
Girl, I don't know. There reaches a point where I look at my wife and go, You
You should
retaining all this?
ask, because like the people down the street, the liner they bought is an 8-year liner. So every 8 years they have to have it redone. And so maybe whatever one you're getting is like super industrial. And so that's why it's better for dogs.
Girl, I don't know.
Maybe.
Truly. I just reached a point where I was like, this is the point in the episode where I'm tuning out because I've asked my questions and I've retained everything I'm going to be able to.
There you
Are you
go.
Well,
tuned in, Jessica?
You just invite us to the pool warming party and we'll be there.
Yep.
I will. Hopefully
Well,
nothing goes wrong.
Here we go. That's a perfect way to end on a high note, because it is that time to say goodbye.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's episode. We are glad you were here. Follow us on socials. We're out there occasionally at Coffee Meets Cloud, or check out our website at coffeemeetscloud.com. We'll put some of these helpful links that we talked about if you are interested in starting a show, some AI tools. If you liked the episode and you followed the bouncing ball, send it to a friend. Make sure you're following the show. Listening is helpful, but following is better. We drop episodes every Tuesday, and we hope you'll be here next week. Until then, keep your coffee strong. See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.